This is Ken Kreitzer at Integrated Marketing Week, sponsored by the Direct Marketing Association. Have a chance to talk with Jon Powell of MECLABS Institute. And Jon, it's been a great conference start today. How does your company fit into integrated marketing?
So that's a really good question. So we study why customers say yes. Essentially, what is it that goes behind all of the decision making? We actually had a session earlier today that talks about the research that we've done for about 15 to 20 years using the internet as a laboratory to figure out why customers respond the way that they do to particular stimuli, to particular copy, images, marketing, collateral, you name it.
Okay, and what are some of the kinds of research that you do and make available? How do you make it available to customers?
So that's a good question. The kind of research that we do, so imagine online tests. So you run a test where you have one version and then another version. You pit them up against each other with real people, right, in a real environment with real money at stake or real decisions at stake. We record that, we analyze it for statistical significance, and then we post the results online for free, in many cases at a company at a site that we have called marketingexperiments.com. But on the flip side, we also have a site called marketingsherpa.com where it's totally dedicated to telling the stories of brand side marketers from their perspective. So it's kind of a combination of primary research where we're actually into the analytics, we're verifying the data ourselves, and then secondary research where we're talking with the marketers and the managers who are actually running the campaigns themselves and reporting to us what they've learned and what they've discovered and what they want the world of marketers to know.
And Integrated Marketing Week is looking at how customers are served over various channels and how to communicate with them. What are some of the research elements or points that you've discovered about how to serve customers when they may be accessing information about a company from all sorts of different directions?
That's a really good question. So a couple of the things that we have, I wish I could show you. As part of our kind of methodology, we talk about the funnel. We talk about the funnel, and notice that it's upside down. You know, a typical funnel is the other way around. That's because the gravity is not our friend, right? It's actually working against us, right? But to answer your question, one of the things that we've discovered, especially in our testing, is that people don't just go up the center of the funnel, they climb up the sides. And now in an omni-channel world, it's like a rock climbing adventure, right? You know, you're going on one rock and then here and then back here and here. So what we've discovered is really important. And it's really important for basically marketers to make sure that the message that they're telling is aligned with the story of the customer, not just the story that they're experiencing, but also the point of conversation they're in. So imagine that they saw an ad, right, on TV, and then they're responding to the ad with a website. That website needs to continue the conversation that ad started, and if it doesn't, if it's starting over, we found that you're actually going to lose a significant percentage of people. Sometimes it's 20 or 30%, because they're like, wait a minute, I thought we already talked about this. They don't think that they found what they're looking for, they're gone, right? So one of our formulas, I have to show you this, right? Over the 15 years, we've done a meta-analysis, and we've discovered that there are really 5 key factors that go into the probability of somebody doing the action that we want to take. And you asked me about how to match, basically how to deal with people who are coming in various different directions and points. The most important element, now this isn't a math equation you can solve, but it's in the form of it so that you understand the weight. The most important element is motivation, which is simply to say, how much do they know you? How motivated are they to get to know you? Do they know you a little bit? Do they know you a lot bit? What is it that they're looking for? Because if we don't align ourselves with that point of motivation of the customer, then they may not have the patience to get aligned themselves. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Now, Jon Powell, how can those interested in finding out more about your company, utilizing some of the research that you have generated, find out more about you?
Just go to MECLABS.com, and what you're going to find is you're going to find a video basically that explains what it is that we're about, why do customers say yes. And then there's one thing I would encourage you to do is that we've got content for 3 different audiences. We got it for academics, so if you're in the institution, for marketers, right, and some other folks. I would encourage you to go on, and executives, I would encourage you to go on there, kind of select the kind of content you're looking for, and then just start exploring, because we've got, as my boss would say, 10 or $20 million worth of free research within MECLABS, Marketing Experiments, and Marketing Sherpa, all ready for you to use.
Absolutely. Jon Powell of MECLABS. Great to see you at Integrated Marketing Week, and thank you for telling us a little bit more about your company.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is Ken Kreitzer at Integrated Marketing Week, sponsored by the Direct Marketing Association for CBSI Service.